In each build, we attempt to address real world, real life van issues. When you're out on the road, the beautiful vans you see on Instagram don't always perform the way they should. We're interested in making sure the van performs and that it's comfortable and practical to live in for extended periods. A wise old man once said, "If I fail at van life, it won't be because of the van." You've heard me say that before. This is one such effort. This is one such brainstorm that we worked out here at the Humble Road Think Tank. A lot of shower pans, when you're taking showers out on the road, they don't drain very well, no matter what you try to do. Now, I addressed this issue in my very first van build, where I put in 4 drains in each of the 4 corners of the shower pan. Here's the big idea. We're going to put a drain in each of the 4 corners of the shower pan. Now, it doesn't matter what level this van's at. You can take a shower. Now, obviously, don't park on the side of Mount Washington and think this is going to work. A stainless steel infinity shower pan. And it worked quite well, but not well enough. Not well enough. You can't always rely on the van being perfectly level. And even if it is level, most van builders are not qualified plumbers. And what happens is they simply don't plumb correctly and the drains get hung up. They aren't vented properly and they choke themselves, and then it's a slow drain. And many of them find themselves ankle deep in shower water. That's not optimal, not comfortable. So what we have here is an evolution. This idea started with me ordering a shower sump box that you would get for your boat. I had one in my boat, nice big shower sump. What that does is all your showers and sinks drain into that box, and that box has a float switch and a pump, a bilge pump. And when that float switch, when the water fills the box, the float switch comes up to a certain point, it energizes, and the pump pumps that water out like 350 to 750 gallons per minute. Whoosh, done. So I bought one of these bilge boxes, these shower sumps, and we were going to mount it under the van and tie it into the drains. So the drains would take it down into that box and whoosh, off to the gray tank it would go. Okay, well, there's a problem with that. How are we going to maintenance that sump box if it's mounted under the van and the way to clean it out and access the pumps and pedal switches is through the top? Now we started thinking about a way that sump could be on armatures, so it would drop down on the side of the van and you could clean it and put it back up. That idea evolved to this. What we've done now, and what we will do in every van moving forward, is we will put in our own stainless steel sump box built right into the pan. So if you come down and look at this pan, I've got 2 drains over here in each of these spots, and then we've got our sump box in the corner. Now, van to van and position to position, you've got to see where you are allowed to put drains and boxes. You've got to let the van speak to you. In this case, with all of the framework that's under this van and the fuel tank and everything else, this is a 4x4 Sprinter. This is Roxy. She's the first to enjoy this new innovation. These are the only places we could put drains. I would have put 2 more drains in here if I could. I can't, so we're stuck with these 2 spots and then our sump box. So let me show you how this works. See, there's your float switch and your bilge pump, and they're sitting in our starboard pallet, which has drain holes in it. And here you can see the inlet. That big ring inlet is coming from our 2 drains in the shower pan. They're tied together under the van, and they dump into this pan. And when that float switch raises up to a certain, you hear a click? When it raises up, it'll activate this pump. The pump is going to fire that water out through that hose all the way down into the van to our gray tank. A couple of interesting features in this shower as well. These clients wanted a super high gloss laminate shower. So the entire shower is this smooth glossy white. And when it's all put together in here, it's really nice. It's really slick. But that's not the big innovation here. The big innovations are we are heating this shower with our AquaHot. We've got 3 zones of heating to work with. I'm going to get into this a little deeper when it's fully installed. Right now, we just mocked it up. We know how it's going to lay out now, and now it's time to connect everything. But this is going to be a heat register in the shower. We've got another one down here at the end of the aisle. There'll be another one in the garage. This is where the Monster microwave sits. It is a convection drawer style microwave. It's a monster, a beast. So we built this massive bridge for it to set on. And underneath the bridge, we've got 2 of our zone heating heat exchangers. One is blowing back into the garage here. The other one blows down the aisle up front. We are going to directly heat the garage. And because we leave room between our rear bulkhead and the opening doors in the back, we leave a good deal of room back there. We're going to have another convection situation occurring when that hot air is being blown into the garage. It's going to come up and across them in their bed. So they've got heat coming down the aisle. They've got heat convecting around and under the bed, and they have the shower. So now, you know, when you do a military shower in a van, you turn the water on, you wet yourself down, then you turn the water off and you soap up and it gets cold. You soap up, it gets cold, right? Not here. You're going to have hot air, heat in the shower. This box, once you get in that box with the heat blowing and you close that door, it's toasty warm in there. You could turn that water off or on. You won't even know if it's off or on. You'll be that comfortable. You may not want to come out of there. Shower miser. Okay, so what this system does for us is we set this to a certain zone, click, and we turn the water on. Now, it takes a while for the hot water to get to the shower head. We all know that. But because I turn this to a certain position, that water is not coming out of the shower nozzle. It's being rerouted back to the fresh tank until it gets hot. How do we know when it's hot, you ask? You see this little blue disc over here sticking out of the wall? When that blue disc turns white, that means the water circulating past it is hot enough. Then you turn this the other way and the nice hot water comes out of the shower head. You haven't wasted a drop. And I found a company that makes a beautiful chrome style of these shower misers. So they will be going in every full-size van here on to Weather 4. Most vans curve inwards as they get higher to the roof of the van. So these panels are curving that way. If we mounted this spreader light flat against this panel without our tapered gasket here, the light would be shining up to the sky. So what we did, Ron designed these and printed them out on his 3D printer. And these are outdoor. It's an outdoor material, will not be affected by the UV rays or the weather. And he can adjust the infill to give it as much hardness or squishiness as possible. So these are acting as giant gaskets. We did, however, use 3M 4000 on each of the surfaces here, so these will never leak. I shouldn't say never, but it's going to be a long time before they leak. So what we did, Ron made a few different offsets, 1/2 inch, 5/8, 3/4, 1 inch, inch, until we could get that light. We shut all the lights out here late in the afternoon, and we would turn these on and see where they throw on the ground and how far out. This is where we settled in on these lights. It's just shy of vertical, so it gives us a nice spread all the way down and out. So these are beautiful side spreader lights from a company called Black Oak. Excellent products. I use Black Oak lighting On the front of the vans, I'm using these spreaders. Now, again, when I come up with an innovation like this becomes standard fare on every van moving forward. So She to Me and Amir, they will also get their version of these spreader lights. She to Me will get white just like this. Amir's are black because he's on a black Transit. Got all the lights on the shelf. We just have to cut and install them. Very nice product. Now let me show you the switches inside. So this is a bedroom wall. Heads are over here, feet are down that end. Heads are on the port side, driver's side. So this is going to be a dimmer switch for the bedroom lights, 4 pucks in the ceiling. This is 2 types of USB and then 120 volt outlet. Go there. This is the switch panel for our spreader lights. This is a Blue Sea product. These are toggles, okay? When you turn them on, there's a little light slit that will illuminate to let you know that that circuit is on. They are resettable breakers right here. Each one has its own circuit. So we've got port, rear, starboard. Those are the spreader lights that I spoke about around the van. What's this 4th switch for? This 4th switch is for under the van critter lights. Certain parts of the country, if you park for any length of time, surprisingly even a short length of time, you'll get these little rascals trying to make a home under or in your van. They'll chew up your wires, they'll chew up your hoses, they'll make a home and you'll drive them to the next location, but they don't like light. They come in the darkness of night. So that 4th switch is for critter lights under the rear of the van and under the front of the van. Just a little dim LED light, weatherproof. They're called rock lights if you want to look them up. But that is innovation number 3 in Roxy, critter lights.